Hi, my name is Sonia Schwaghart, and I am the founder of Hope Ministries Uganda USA. And I wanted to thank all of you for what you're doing at your Vacation Bible School this week. But first, I'd just like to tell you a little bit about what you're raising money for. Bunks for Babies is for a tribe in Uganda called the Batwa, and they're a pygmy tribe. And for those of you who don't know what pygmies are, pygmy means that they're shorter, they're smaller people. So I stand about 5'5", and a typical adult over there would stand about right up to my shoulder. So they're not quite as tall as you and me, but you know, in the United States we have people who are all sizes, all shapes and sizes, and so it doesn't really make them any different. They're just known as being pygmies. And so this tribe that we work with, they are conservation refugees. And I'm not sure if you know what a conservation refugee means, but it means that they were forced out of their home. And they used to live in the rainforest. And then in the rainforest, they shared the home with mountain gorillas. And there were 350 mountain gorillas that they shared their home with. And then somebody decided that, that maybe they shouldn't share the home with these gorillas anymore. And so they forced these people out. And these people lived there for thousands of years, and they were forced out of their home. So they once were called the keepers of the rainforest, and now they are called land squatters and living scarecrows. So today I want to share with you about our children that are the Batwa children, and we call them seeds of hope because we believe that God has a plan and a purpose for them and that they have a hope in Jesus Christ. And so what I heard was that you guys were going to start raising money this week to help get them beds. And I wanted to share a little bit with you about the children. And as we're going through this video, you're going to see different pictures and different images and some videos too of children that are just like you, little boys and girls. But the difference is that these children are not considered human beings, but they are human. They are part of God's creation, and God created them. But sadly, the tribes that live in this area of Uganda don't consider them to be human beings, and they treat them like animals. And so as you're looking at pictures and as you're seeing pictures through this video of the children, you'll see that they have 2 eyes, they have 2 ears, they have a nose and a mouth, and they have hands, and they have feet, and they walk just like we do. But sadly, because the way people think, sometimes they get discriminated against, and the discrimination is so bad that these children, they can't go to schools, they can't go to the doctor, because people won't see them because they say that they're animals, but they're really not. And so if you get anything out of this video, I hope that you will remember to pray for our Seeds of Hope children, because they need your prayers and they need your support. And maybe you'll have an opportunity to visit our website and be able to see more of the work that we do over in Uganda. But for tonight, I wanted to share with you just the children's stories so that you could get a glimpse of what it is to be a Batwa child. And for these children, life is a lot different than what you have. You know, every night you get to go home and you have a bed, and your mommy and your daddy tuck you in at night. But for our children, they don't have that. Our children have been abandoned and they've been orphaned. And sadly, we don't have enough beds for them. And so when you go to lay down in your bed tonight and you just have one person in your bed, just think about the size of your bed and imagine maybe 4 or 5 other children sleeping in one bed that's the size of yours. And the goal is that we can raise enough money so that we can have a bed for each of our children so that all of them can have their own beds. And another thing that people don't really realize is, and you'll see in this video, we'll show you a map of Africa, which is a continent, and Uganda is the country where our people are. And where we're at, it's high up in the mountains, and it's very cold at night. And so one of the other things with buying the beds is we also have to get them blankets, because where they live at, it gets very, very chilly at night. So cold that you have to wear a winter coat. But most of our children, they don't have shoes and they don't have coats. And so for them, they get very cold at night. And to have to sleep on the ground is very hard for them as well, because they get very sick. And so what you're doing through this Vacation Bible School is to be able to raise hope for these children, is to be able to get them beds. And so we really appreciate all that you're doing. Ministries Uganda, we do a lot for our Batwa children, our Seeds of Hope children. We do have a school for them, and so now they are able to get an education, just like you are able to get an education. We also provide health care for them, basic health care, so that they can, when they get sick, that they can get help and get the medicine that they need. And we also have a program that helps them to be able to get 3 meals a day, where our children used to not to be able to do that. And so we have sponsorship where families can sponsor children, and through sponsorship they're able to get their education, they're able to get their food, and they're able to get basic health care. And so our Seeds of Hope children are getting hope each and every day. They're receiving the love of Jesus Christ through people like you. And so we thank you so much for that, and we thank you for doing the things that you're doing. I just want to close this with saying thank you so much, and thank you so much for taking the opportunity to hear our story about what we're doing with the children in Uganda, specifically our Batwa children, our Seeds of Hope children. And we want you to know that by you helping with what you're doing, you are being the hands and feet of Jesus. Not everybody can make a trip to Uganda, but everybody can help to do something to help these children. And so by you giving to help give them beds, you are showing them the love of Jesus Christ. And so we thank you so much for that. We also want you to know that through Hope Ministries Uganda, the children do get to go to school. We have built a school for them where they're receiving a quality education. We also provide them with meals, and we also provide them with health care so that when they get sick, they can go to the doctor. And so we thank you that you are doing this, and this is your part of being the hands and feet of Jesus. And so a question that we often ask people is, who will rise up and who will be loved? And God calls each of us to rise up and to be loved. And we are all called to be the hands and feet of Jesus. We are all called to go and make disciples and share the good news. And so I thank you for what you're doing as you are being the hands and feet of Jesus. God bless you.